everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Inside Story with Student Life. My name is Tierza Watts. I'm the director of Student Life, and I'm so excited today to have Chelsea Morgan with us. She's someone I've wanted to interview for a while. Chelsea works with financial wellness on campus, and so we're going to talk a little bit about that topic today. So, Chelsea, will you kind of give us maybe an overview of what you do specifically in your role? And I'd love to know, where did you go to college, and what was something you were involved in that was meaningful to you?
Yeah, so I'm Chelsea Morgan. I am the financial wellness coordinator on campus. I've been in this role for almost 3 years, and we are housed under wellness and recreation. So my position is at the wellness center. What I do is we have three main things that we do within our program. We offer one-on-one financial wellness coaching, which is a very popular service. This is in person or on Zoom. And we also offer workshops throughout the semester. So I have a workshop series called Take Control of Your Money. And we just go through different personal finance topics that are relevant to college students. And then lastly, we also partner with FYE, and we offer a UNIV financial literacy course. So that is a 16-week course that is free, and we go through a different personal finance topic every single week. So that's our program in a nutshell. I actually went to CU Denver. I graduated pre-pandemic, and I was involved in the Peer Advocate Leader program. I was involved in that program for 3 years, and that one gave me a love for higher ed. So why I'm here. And then two, it really helped me with my leadership skills. So if you're not familiar with the Peer Advocate Leader program, you are a mentor for first-year students. And so with that mentor training, we had to work on our presentation skills, our listening and speaking skills. And I think it really shaped me as a leader and helped me become more confident in my professional life. And so I think that program that I was involved in for 3 years has really shaped me to the leader that I am now.
That's awesome. Yeah, students, when you think about involvement, sometimes the best skills can be learned from a campus job. Sometimes it's from a student organization. The PAL program is a phenomenal program. And so they'll be actually recruiting folks this spring. Just to do a little segue, if you're interested in being a PAL and working with the FYE program, again, that's first year experience, they'll recruit later this spring for folks to work in those classes next fall. Well, Chelsea, thanks for introducing yourself. Tell me what we mean when we say financial wellness when we're thinking about being a college student. And I ask because I didn't really think about financial wellness until I was, out of graduate school and was like trying to buy my first house. And that was like 10 years after college. So what do we mean by financial wellness for a college student?
So financial wellness for a college student, really this age is when students are starting to manage their money on their own if they didn't do it previously in high school. And it also might be the first time that they have a part-time job. And so they have money that they have to manage. So there really are two parts to financial wellness. There's that given part where you're like, okay, managing money effectively, being able to pay your bills, knowing what your debts are, paying those bills on time as well. So also thinking about your long-term plan and setting some goals. But financial wellness goes a step further, and we like to help students build that confidence with managing their money, because it is a scary topic. And especially if it's something that you never talked about growing up within your household, which I can speak from experience, I really didn't. And so it kind of was a taboo subject for me once I did start managing my own money. And so with financial wellness, we want to give students the confidence and the ability to feel in control of their finances, and to also be comfortable with managing their finances, and also feeling comfortable with anything that may come their way that could steer them off of their path. And so that's what our program aims to try to do, is just to give students the confidence to be able to manage their own money.
Okay. I know one of the things that popped in my head as you were sharing that is that I'm sure a lot of students are managing financial aid for the first time. And how do I take my aid check and use that to the best way possible appropriately to fund my education, but also my living expenses. So I'm sure there's a lot there. So that leads me to my next question about, could you kind of give us maybe your top 4 or 5 tips for a college student? What should they pay attention to in college is related to financial wellness? If you had to give specific things for them to be like, check, I need to work on this.
Mhm. Do I have 5 hours?
Good answer. I know there's a
I'll
lot of stuff that you could talk about.
Yeah, there are. The first one, and this is really in no particular order of importance, but the first one would be know your numbers and track your spending.
Mhm.
This is the baseline. If you are just starting to get your financial life together, knowing your numbers is the foundation to then starting to save towards goals, or starting to
Mhm.
invest, or starting to even think about um, going on vacation. So you need
Mhm.
to know your numbers. And so, what does that mean? Tracking your spending.
Mhm.
I love this exercise, even if it's just for 30 days. Track your spending on a notebook or track your spending on an
Mhm.
Excel spreadsheet. This gives you a realistic snapshot of where your money is going. You
It
may
will
think that your,
surprise you too.
oh, 100%. You may think your money is going this way, when in all reality, it is going this way, and that way.
Mhm.
So, doing that exercise, even for 30 days, is really, really helpful. And then knowing your numbers, that means knowing what money is coming into your account, knowing what
Mhm.
money is leaving, and
Mhm.
what is that number that is left over after that math. So, with income, and especially with college students, it is a little um, complicated, because you may have, like you said, a refund, a
Mhm.
financial aid refund at the beginning of the semester. So, you have a few options with that as well. Do you want to get ahead on your bills, pay your rent for the rest of the semester, or do you want to almost give yourself a monthly income
Mhm.
and earn that money in your account every single month? So knowing your expenses, knowing your income, and knowing your expenses, tracking your spending will help with that as well.
Okay, thank you. Now, you already mentioned your workshop series, and students, I definitely want you to pay attention to what she offers. And I'll link in the show notes a link to the website on the Wellness Center where her workshops are listed. So that will update periodically with what she's presenting. I've actually had Chelsea come in and present in my first year experience class, and she's a great presenter. So I would encourage you to think about, even if it's just one workshop this semester, maybe two, can I fit that into my schedule? And I think I've noticed a lot of them are kind of around the lunchtime hour. Um, can I do that just to learn one topic, but to start thinking about money? Is there anything that you want to highlight, like some of the workshops for the spring? Any
Yeah,
topics?
so within our workshop series, we cover the regular general topics like budgeting, what is credit and what are credit scores,
Mm,
how do you build credit, credit cards, and debt.
yeah.
But we're also going to go a step further this semester, or this next semester, with focusing on the psychology of money almost. So we're going
Okay.
to discuss emotional spending, why we do it, what it is,
Mm,
money mindset.
mm,
So there are these things called money scripts, and it basically touches on how you grew up with money and how that is now affecting how you manage your money today. So that's a really interesting conversation that we have. And
mm.
then we are also going to go into relationships and money. So
I was just
navigating,
thinking that
yeah,
people who grow up in different households and have different philosophies about money or were exposed to it differently, that's often the root of interesting relationship drama sometimes.
yeah, yeah. So how do you navigate maybe like when your friend doesn't send you the Venmo that they said they were going to, or even talking about money for the first time with your family, or even younger siblings wanting to teach them about financial wellness and personal finance. So
I love
yeah,
those
that's
additions. That's exciting
mhm.
to hear. Okay, students, you need to go to some of our workshops. Again, we'll put that information below. So my last question as we wrap up is if a student was going to make one change this spring about their own financial wellness, what do you recommend? They're just going to change one thing in the next four months to say, okay, I'm going to start my process with financial wellness.
So I'm gonna say knowing that you have already known your numbers, tracked your spending, the one big tip that I have is start an emergency fund.
Mm, yes.
Start an emergency fund. It doesn't even have to be a lot. You can start with transferring $5 to $10 a week or a month over into a savings account. But emergencies are
Mhm.
going to happen. It's
Yep.
not if, but it's when. And will you be prepared for that? So
Very
the
true.
last thing that I want students to do is to go into debt because of an emergency because they weren't prepared. So yes, emergencies will happen and they will happen to you, unfortunately. So just be prepared.
Yep. All right. Well, that is a great tip. Thank you so much. So, folks, again, check below in the show notes. We'll have lots of links for you to how you get in touch with Chelsea. I do want to also recommend her one on one coaching. Sometimes this is such a petty topic that you're like, I just want to talk to somebody individually, because I have lots of questions or I don't know what to ask. And so, Chelsea will have those guided questions to help you do that. So, get in touch with her or participate in one of the things she offers to teach you more about financial wellness. All right. Thanks, Chelsea. Bye,
Thank
everybody.
you.